to Reddit. Reddit is kind of an amazing place. It's, I don't know what to say. There's some things that Reddit is really, really good for, and some things that's terrible for. So, but it's an interesting place to go to check for things that's really just hard to find anywhere else. R/productivity. Case in point, this is a post from a year ago that I found interesting. So I was just looking for productivity things to share with you, and I ran into this, and it's pretty amazing. Mainly because how much in common I have with this. I'll show you how much of a productivity geek I am. So Reddit, if you haven't used it before, is a forum of sorts, and you can you can find a particular subforum, and those are like the r/whatever. And in that forum, you can put a post, and people can post answers to it, and there can be a conversation. You can vote on answers, and the higher, the more votes an answer get, the higher it appears on the list. So if you look at something that's like a year old, like this one, the ones that are on the top are the things that a lot of people agreed on. So there's a good chance that those are some of the best answers. Basically, it's just worth taking a look. So, physical productivity tools and technology that actually changed your life. And this is funny because there's some productivity tools that actually changed my life, and they're on here. So it's kind of funny. Uh, you guys purchased? So here's the question: this Redditor posted. Did you guys purchase any productivity tools, tech or tools, except not noise canceling headphones, that actually changed your workflow? Think physical timers, Pomodoro timers, sticky notes, notebooks, standing desk, mobile. The top answer is a small notebook, and puts whatever I need to focus on difficult but boring tasks. Mine often drifts towards more interesting ideas like researching historical, blah, blah. To stay on track, I jot these ideas down in my notebook to revisit later and return to my current task. This is right on. This is exactly so right here. This is my small notebook. I always have a notebook with me, and that's one of the reasons is because I get ideas at weird times and I want to write them down, or I'm on the phone and so one of the things I do is when I'm on the phone talking to somebody, I have a notebook and pen out because it's a lot easier for me to focus on what the person is saying if I'm not trying to type and use my mouse and all that kind of stuff. I can have my pen, have my headset on, and I'm just writing down with it. And then after the conversation, I transfer it to wherever. So and whenever I'm working on something, sometimes I'll just need to write it down to visualize. So I understand exactly what I'm doing if I'm sitting in a meeting, if I'm meeting with a client, it's much better to write it down, pen and paper, than to like, oh, let me pull out my laptop, Mr. Client, and what did you say? Well, yeah, let me get all that. Yes. It's just better. There's less in between you and your client. So it's better to just write it down. So if you have a notebook that it keeps everything all together, so your notes aren't just floating around, and it just in a fairly smallish one. This is the biggest one that I like, which is I don't know how big is this, 8.25 by 8 3/4 by 5 3/4. So 8 by 5, roughly like half of a sheet of paper, roughly. That's the kind of size of it. Anyway, changed my life. I use a notebook all the time. The next most popular answer: walking treadmill under a standing desk. I don't have this. I've thought about it. It is a good idea. I might try it someday. It's very popular. The time block planner, uh, fidgets, the dog. It's funny, but just Google Calendar. Yes, Google Calendar is a big one for me. I love Google Calendar. I use my Google Calendar for everything. It integrates with almost everything. It's super easy. It's just wonderful. So that is one of my favorites. It's not a physical thing. It's kind of like didn't read the assignment, I guess. And this one, leather index card holder wallet. I have one of these too. Actually, I don't have one right this second because my dogs chewed it up. I've gone through 7 or 8 of them because whenever my dogs get a hold of them, I chew them up. But it is so awesome. It 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 it's because that way I always have something to write stuff down on. I always have because I don't want to carry this all the time, you know. So if I don't have that, I have in my pocket I have my index card holder. It holds an index card, so you can just write on it. It has like a little loop that you can put a pin. So boom, pull it out. I've got pin and that, and I can use the index cards for all kinds of things. Write something down, put it in my inbox to do later, a to do item or something. I can leave a note for somebody. I can pull out an index card and use it as a bookmark. I mean, it's just so awesome. So so those are the big things. I loved seeing my favorite things on this list as like top lists. Oh, someone used Remarkable Notebook. Uh, I've used one. I don't know. I tried it. I didn't care for it too much. But anyway, so there are some productivity things that you can try.